This replica manufacturer is boasting their perfect one-to-one Fear of God Essentials replicas, and it could result in the worst for Fear of God. But first, dinner before dessert, Fear of God Essentials just released their Spring 2023 campaign, and I have to say there are quite a few pieces that look very intriguing, so let's talk about it. Realized through considered fabrics, trusted proportions, reimagined silhouettes, and a spring color palette, the timeless offering covers all wardrobe demands. These are the words from our fearless leader, Jerry Lorenzo, describing the Fear of God Essentials 2023 campaign. This latest release includes brand new offerings in the form of trench coats, overshirts, and polos in heavy waffle, woven nylon, Milano stitch, and corduroy are displayed in refreshing brand new hues including sycamore, seal, plum, sand, and light tuscan. With a release date of March 8th on fearofgod.com and a worldwide release just 2 days later on March 10th, Fear of God Essentials Spring 2023 will be available in men, women, and kids offerings. All right, now with all of that out of the way, I did want to share with you my initial thoughts on the entire collection and campaign. Beginning with the campaign, it essentially takes place all in front of a curtain, in which case the curtain is really nice, made of velvet, and does definitely go with the overall color palette. But I don't know, part of me kind of feels like this may have been rushed. However, on a bright note, what I will say is that there were a few pieces that stuck out to me that serve two different purposes. First, seamlessly integrating into the overall theme of what Fear of God Essentials is. And of course, second, probably what I'm more excited about is that there are a few new offerings that brings a level of refreshment to the Fear of God Essentials line. Among those things, I have to say the addition of the corduroy pieces, whether it be the trench coat or the overshirt or the jacket, even the pants, all of that to me looks really, really promising. Corduroy is a fabric that I personally really love to wear because it is pretty insulating, but given the cut and the proportions that Jerry went with the pants along with the tops, that level of insulation will work really, really nicely with just how flowy and baggy and the proportions are cut, creating just an overall very cozy style of outfit. Those are probably the only garments that I'm personally going to go after. What I will say, however, is that the nylon pants might be a game time decision. They kind of remind me of the Fear of God tearaway pants that released with Nike. And who knows, maybe acquiring those pants will give me a reason to unretire my Nike Air Fear of God ones. But yeah, I'm definitely very excited to acquire a few pieces from this release. Let me know in the comment section down below if you guys want to see a haul video or maybe even a shopping vlog. Bring back the old shopping vlogs for old time's sake. All right, now on to the juicier topic of today's video, and that is that replica manufacturer who claims to make Fear of God Essentials so good that you'll think you got it from Nordstrom or PacSun or Fear of God themselves. Now, if you're in the Locust&WildHoney Facebook group, then there's a 50-50 shot that you saw this post. And according to analytics, there was about 10,000 people who saw this post from Javier Torres, otherwise known as Vintage Jesus Tees. The story is that this rep manufacturer is utilizing Instagram promotion to target audiences that enjoy this streetwear space. It's really crazy because they're super bold about it, flaunting everything from the production process to the packaging to the various different seasons and styles they've been able to replicate of Fear of God Essentials. In addition to that, there have been a lot of bulk sellers of Fear of God Essentials popping up in various other Facebook groups, offering to sell Fear of God Essentials at a significantly discounted price. I can actually attest to this because as an admin myself, I've personally declined a multitude of bulk Fear of God Essentials sellers that feature otherwise very suspicious offerings. But it's absolutely crazy because I've actually seen other Facebook groups not actually catch that this offer is probably too good to be true, and people are buying this stuff in bulk. Now, let me get this out of the way. I'm not judging anybody who delves into this marketplace. This segment really is to raise awareness and advocate for vigilance when shopping this stuff, because ultimately, at the end of the day, nobody wants to be ripped off. Nobody wants to pay top dollar for a garment that is inauthentic. Anyways, this manufacturer in particular claims to service PacSun, Now, this could be a total lie, which it probably is. In that same light, there is a glimmer of chance that this is potentially true, because on the manufacturing side of Fear of God Essentials, Fear of God actually buys their textiles from a third party, with treatment and ultimately manufacturing being processed with a manufacturer that they work more directly with. The unfortunate truth about the human condition is that if there's potential money to be made, there is going to be a person that's willing to bend the rules to make it. There's actually a wide array of reports where workers will actually steal discarded materials, even machinery, take those things and work after hours to help bolster and even start counterfeit operations, which is where the term UA or unauthorized authentic comes from. The reason why there is potential for this to hurt Fear of God in the long run is because when it ultimately comes down to it, there is a customer for that Fear of God Essentials line. And it's one thing for a competitor, a direct competitor, to come into the market and offer something to compete with Fear of God Essentials, whether it be Represent, even Minimal, Fashion Nova. Heck, there's even a brand called Essentials who makes things very similar, just spelt different. These are all things that you can tell isn't from Fear of God. This in and of itself fulfills that customers want for Fear of God, which will take some money out of the pockets of the team over at Fear of God. But in addition to that, given the fact that streetwear is really based on limited availability, there is a huge segment of people who only want this stuff because it's trendy or it's limited, which is where I ultimately land on this topic and how this can hurt Fear of God in the long run. The demand for this stuff will go down. People just won't be as interested in it anymore. It's essentially expediting the trend cycle, which ultimately diminishes the value that comes with Fear of God Essentials. I don't know if my take makes any sense to you, but it does to me. I'd be interested in hearing what you have to say in the comment section down below, and let me know if you're gonna pick up anything from the spring 2023 release. That's gonna do it for today's video. Thank you so much for stopping by the channel. It really is such a privilege of mine to get to serve you through making content. And with that, I will catch you in the next upload. Peace and be blessed.